So again, these are exactly like solving an equation. It's just they have greater than, less than signs in it. So the one thing you got to remember is if you ever multiply or divide by a negative, you got to switch the direction of the sign. Other than that, it's exactly the same as solving an equation. So to get the x by itself, you got to get rid of this and this. Everyone knows which one to get rid of first? 2. Remember, you do the adding or subtracting first. It's a minus, so you add 2. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. Some of you are still, not necessarily in this one, but you're still, whatever you do there, you do it there. Remember, that's on the same side. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. So that's gone, and you're left with 5, 6x is less than or equal to 18 plus 2 is 20. Now, if there's a fraction times the letter, everyone know the best way to get rid of it?
Reciprocal.
Times the reciprocal. It's not the only way, it's just the easiest way. Take it times 6/5. So take this times 6/5, and again, you can use a calculator. Just go 20 times 6 divided by 5. But this one's an easy one to do without a calculator. You can cross cancel. 5 goes into itself once, and into there 4, so that's 24. Okay? If we have a letter on each side, you got to get them together on one side or the other. It doesn't matter which side. Now, if I move this over here, I'd have to do the opposite. I'd have to subtract. Subtract there, I'd get a negative 5t. And I like to stay away from negatives, especially here, because it's easy to forget about switching the sign. So it doesn't matter, you could do that, but to save some work, it's easier to move this one over there. So remember, if you move something over, you do the opposite, or you can think of it, it changes signs from minus to positive. So that makes 5 t's on this side. Since I got the t's on this side, I want to get the non-t's to the other side. Since it's a positive 7, I'd have to minus 7, and I'd get 2. So you're left with 2 is less than 5t. So what do you do to solve it? Divide by 5. And you can just leave it 2/5. If you want to divide it out and get 0.4, that's fine. Okay, here we've got a word problem. You know what this means when they say $0.045? That would actually round to a nickel, 5 cents, right? But it's a way, like if you notice at the gas pumps, they always have like 2.099. So it's actually about 210 you're paying for. People look at this number, it's just another way for them to get a little extra money and you don't even realize it. Because you're actually paying a little more than 4 cents a minute, but people don't think about it. Okay, so that's every minute. So we got to take 0.045 times every minute to figure out what that adds up to. Then you got to pay $5 monthly fee. I wish it was still $5 a month. So how many minutes can you use to keep your monthly long distance a budget of 20? So that means you don't want to go over 20. So what sign would you put? Less than or equal to 20. So there's the equation. This times every minute plus the monthly fee, you want to keep it under or equal to $20. So in order to solve it, to get the m by itself, I got to get rid of the plus 5, so you minus 5. Do the same to the other side, and you'd have m less than or equal to 15. So then you just got to divide by 0.045. And you get 333, oops, 0.3 repeating minutes, which is 333 and a third, but you can just write it like that. You know what a third of a minute is? Think about it. Not too tough. 20 seconds, yep. 333 minutes, 20 seconds. Just take 60 divided by 3. Okay. So, the two-step problems, they didn't have one like this in here, so it's good they showed it. We have to get rid of the 17 by subtracting 17. And now you notice it's still a negative x. Change all the signs. Change this sign, and the only thing different is now you got to change that sign too, and change that sign. Okay? The reason why you change the direction of the sign is because what you're actually doing, to get rid of a negative, it's actually a -1, so you're really dividing by -1, which when you divide by a negative, you got to switch the direction of the sign. So, here the x's are on each side, so move one of them over to the other. Remember, you do the opposite. Since it's a plus, you minus to the other one. Then get the non-x's to the other side. It's a +2, so you -2. Drop the sign down. Then you just divide by 2, and you're done. And the word problems, they're not real tough. It's $2 admission to get in, plus 50 cents for every game. So it'd be 50 cents times every game. And you go with this much money, which means you can't spend more, but you could spend less. So it's less than or equal to $5.50. So what are the two steps we do to solve it? Subtract 2, divide by 50 cents. You subtract off your admission. You go there with $5.50, you spend $2. Means you only have $3.50 left. And then to figure out how many games, you just divide by what each game costs, and that's 7, right?